Good morning. I just got out of bed. It's about 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon here in Eastern Canada. I am north of the big city of Montreal here in the province of Quebec. Q in French says tail. Bec says kiss. BEC or BCE, Bell Canada Enterprises. 523. Number 23 equals to number 5, and there's more than one way to make a 5. You can go 1 and 4 is 5, and you can say 1 times 4 is 4. That will be love and tennis. 5 and 4 is 9. 5 times 4 is 20 is the letter T. 5 plus 4 is 9 is 29. It is the IT system. Now I noticed there was a question that was asked, and I'm going to be a little slow because I didn't look at anything, but I have a lot to say. So I'm looking periodically at my notes to explain to you what I see in things that were asked. Since we have the IT system in Bell Canada Enterprises, did you know that Bell Canada just bought a radio station called 97.7? Those are the numbers for the pigs that fly with the communication system and ham radio. Ham radio is also consistently understood that the lower class of ham radio is CB radio, and CB radio enterprises is Bell Canada Enterprises in the numbers we use. 5 times 2 times 3 equals to 30, plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 40, and that is game in Monopoly. Another question that was asked is, what about Tom the Turkey? Well, when you take the O out of Tom the Turkey, and the O is the 15th letter, that the first letter is an A and the fifth letter is an E, we have E and A instead of Tom. We have let's meet Tom. How about Magic Tom on television, and what did he do? I don't remember. I am only putting out all the little particles, and then one day I will come together and study each individual. Tom the Turkey, and a turkey is 3, so that everything we do will have to be by 3s, talking triangular. How many triangles do we have? We have 2 star triangles connecting, making 6 and 6, which equals to the Hebrew star, or it could be the Hebrew star that we call it, but it also is called the Magen David, MD. M is the 13th letter. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. Earth and Mars, the only 2 planets that don't have the letter U. But in the word earth and in the word death, the only difference is R and D. EARTH, DEATH. The D is first, the R is third. D and R says, let me be the doctor. In the other words that we were using for, in the other word that I used prior to this word, we also had letters that were matching, okay? And that again was R and D. M and D that we used is the medical doctor. R and D, M and D. M is the 13th letter. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is the DC. 1 and 3 is the AC. M is 1 and 3 equals 4. D is 4. We now have 44 standing for space. If you want to go and use the other thing around, the word us. Are we all alone? Us. Us, the letter S is the 19th letter. U is the 21st letter. 19, let's land on New York. 21, we're on Kentucky. But if we stand on free parking and we look across the board, we now connect to one side of the board, boardwalk. To the other side of the board, we now connect the Mediterranean, New York, and Kentucky. M and N and K and B. 2 and 2 and M and N, 14 and 23, 2 and 2 and 5 and 4. Medical doctor, like I said, we have boardwalk, we have Mediterranean, we have New York, Kentucky, 21 and 19, or 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 101, 101. Okay, here's your God. Take away the O, put an E and an A. We have a dig. But what does that mean? I don't know. But it doesn't matter for now. What we are going to say is that in the middle of a circle where the position is number 5, we have the 1, because it's the 1 position of the ace that stands forward for the 5. Therefore, in the middle, we have E and A. arts and entertainment if you want to go down that line. We can also say it's artificial intelligence. Why? I'm going to show you. Here's your card in the deck of cards, right? Well, there's your 9th position. It was the 5th position, but this is rectangular. So it actually came together like this. So there's your C. You bring 2 C's together. Why? Because it started like this. If you really take a look carefully and understand it well, if your mind can work the arts, that would be your letter X. This way and this way to come to your 2 C's. 2 C's, the 2 bums of your ass. So we went through that. We talked about Shom FM, Communication Heaven Omega Man, which is a radio station that's 97.7 that was bought by Bell Canada Enterprises, or let's call it Bell Canada, which is the only telephone company that I know that you can use only 7 numbers, 3 and 4, Earth and Mars. 3 for Earth, 4 for Mars. The 3 first numbers you dial on your phone, Earth, the next 4 are Mars. You want to talk about first and last, FIR, LA. ST is for both of them. Where am I going to go to next? Let me see. Inside this that we were speaking about, where all the numbers are, okay, should we call it the 20 area or should we call it the area of 50? Because in darts, the center area is 50 and around it is the 25 and around that is the total numbers of 210, the bigger circle in darts. I'm going to do it again. But at the same time, even though it's the bigger circle in darts, okay, in the roulette wheel, we have an even greater area. We have a dot, then we have the dot around the dot, then we have the numbers inside of roulette, and then we have the numbers inside of darts, and then we have the numbers inside of roulettes. But we're not going to that. Like I says, we're making things up. But do you want to know what makes the moon orange? Well, obviously, we have to understand that when you're driving down the street, okay, and you come up to a light, and you look at the light and it's yellow, then it's a red light after the yellow. But first it's green, then it's yellow, then it's red. How do we get the green or bluish green light? We turn the bluish green light into yellow. The leaves are green, they turn yellow, they turn red. They have lost the soul. Why have they lost the soul? Because when we turn the light, when we take away yellow from inside of its yellow light, what's left? Yellow and red will make the orange light, turning that red light into minus the soul. So if we're turning the moon colors, we have to understand how the soul is in the moon and the possibility that we're not the only ones here. Just like in the movies you have watched, there's a man that is intercepted over here. He is fully connected to spirit. They have connected all kinds of electronics. He was born inside the water. Man is in the moon. This child is in the water. Duplication of the DNA. ABC also says back. Back in French is an area that you carry things in. There might be a human soul inside this big water area. Okay, lying there all hooked up just like in the movies. He comes out, man is here just like I am, but I'm not the real man. My spirit is connected somewhere. He's reconnected in an iPod. That iPod is connected into the Twin Towers. Okay? One of the Twin Towers is called the moons of Mars, back into Luna, then back into man. But in between that, there's a computer system on one of these. And that computer system intercepts the 2 of these moons and then sends back the deferred energy and thought of spirit into my body, and I no longer can read the braille of spirit. In the word woman, N-A, W, and M, woe is for the E and A. I cannot explain to you. This is coming from somewhere else. I cannot exactly tell you what this is. What I am going to jump to you now is God bless you. G, B, God, beta, U. Bug, B-U-G. God bless you. The 3 initials are G, U, and B. The last initials are D, S, okay, and U. We're not going to use the Y-U because that's for Yo 11. Like I said, I'm jumping all over the place into little things. Home on the range, New York Rangers, Angels. Blue and white in horse racing and thoroughbred TB, which is 2 and 2, or 8 and 2, which is heads and tails. to standard bread, which is 7 and 2. Why? Because S equals 1 and not, excuse me, let's go to T and B, where we said T is 20, B is 2, that's 22, which gives you life, because you're riding right onto the horse. But at the same time, this is 20, the 0 becomes a 6, this becomes 28, this becomes 26, plus the 2 it becomes 28, beta heaven. Now the moon is riding in your head. This becomes number 26 and 2 is 28. This becomes number 1 and number 2, alpha, beta, I and R, okay? I and R, like in third, connected with R and D. But I and R, since it becomes a 10, that 10 becomes a 7. Okay, since that 10 becomes a 7, it becomes 7 and 2, or 27, and 28 is 55. At the same time, this can be 82, and this can be 27. Okay, so I'm not going to add them all. I'm just going to explain it to you. Another thing I want to show you is yesterday for the Montreal Canadiens hockey electric company. Everybody knows what 35 can do, right? 3 by 5 makes the 8 ball. 3 times 5 makes the 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Now you got the 15 ball. You've connected the 8 ball with the 15 ball. Man rides a striped game. The Montreal Canadiens, that's right. Again, the word Tom comes out. T-O-M, again, says the meat. It says the Trinity, the triple, the turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Why is it gobble, gobble, gobble? 762, beta world connection, omega God. Man stands alone with the Spirit of God inside his mind. He is just like God's image because God is only spirit. He has no two-face. He's only one of who he is, the Spirit of all. So what you would know of God is the Creator. Knowing that he is the Creator, C and G, okay? Or going back to the hockey again, in the penalty box, they have those initials as advertisement. Let's go back one more time and understand the turkey, gobble, gobble. Okay, we did do woman, where God bless you comes out of woman. I don't remember how, but I sneezed yesterday, and it was God bless you, and it says bug. Bug, B-U-G, beta, you God. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I can't really tell you. I could tell you that Home on the Rangers says 555, just like the Mayans used 555 to connect the flower world. Why 555? Because inside of darts, it's 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 and 5 is 10 times 5 is 50. This is your center of the darts. 3 quarters, Earth and Mars of 100, 3 and 4, Earth and Mars. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 7 and 12 equals 19, times 3 is 57, is 1 part of the moon. But we need to go 3 because there's 2 Mars moons and 1 Earth moon. So that would be 171, and that would be the gateway. 3 by 50 is 150, 3 by 7 is 21, 171. 1771 is the Tea Party. 1 by 7, 1 plus 7 is 8 and 7. 8 and 7 is what connects your 666, because the 7, the 8, and the 6 card are all the same in cards. It might be difficult to understand, but I understand it. Again, we have the goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens that they never had before. They put the number 35 in nets. I mean, he wasn't here to play the game at all. He was sitting in the juniors somewhere just in case somebody got hurt. But not only did somebody get hurt, but they throw him right into the next game, in which there was a goaltender that's been here for 30 games all season, but they still played number 35, Electric Company. That was pretty weird. These are the vowels inside the vowel system. These are the first 3 that are under 9. These are over 9. This makes a 6 vowel. This makes a 3 vowel. The 6 vowel would stand for man, okay, as F in Chaldean is F in Chaldean, which is usually the 6, is now the 8. 6 is the opposition of the 8 on the dice. And 21 in Chaldean, which is the 21st letter, okay, in regular numbers, is now number 6. This one goes from being valued at number 3 to being valued at number 6. This goes to be valued at number 6, okay, the O to being valued at number 7. 7, spirit of 76, O and E, creation of an angel. Another thing, it was the Queen's birthday yesterday, but before we jump to the Queen's birthday, I say D-O-G. If you want to know what D-O-G, that's chicken. That's right. When you say D-O-G, that's chicken. Why is this chicken? Because when I watch Warner Brothers TV, okay, WB, Beta Creation, W, right? Loghorn Chicken said to one of the said to the loudmouth, I'm a loudmouth schnook. Then he said to that little, what's it called? You know, in Bugs Bunny, he said to the little guy, he says, you want to know where there's a chicken? I'm going to tell you where there's a chicken. And then he goes, D-O-G, and that spells chicken. Anyways, in the Looney Tunes, yesterday was the Queen's birthday. Looney Tunes, yesterday is the Queen's birthday. When they mark the tunes, N-E-Y, nay, N-E-S, nay. Same sound. So now you go loon and tune. But if you really look at it in French, when they say the Queen's birthday in French, they go the birthday of the dollar. Loony is that dollar. Toonie is that dollar. In Canada, we have a $1 and $2 bill. It's called the Looney and the Toonie. Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes, and Looney is standing up for the Queen. Okay? So that's pretty funny that Looney Tunes is the $1 and the $2. We talked about Monopoly. We talked about the woman. We talked about Broadway. If you want to see how we can connect, we take one W. Here and here we get 2 cubes of Mars. And then over here we fit 1 cube. Luna fits between the 2 cubes of Mars. And then we get 2 more cubes of Mars on this side. And you make up man's brain. Unless you get 3 here, 2 here, which are half moons. Okay? Then what happens is you put this design on the other side. So you get these 2 half moons, 2 of them, to connect to the 3 here. And man becomes the 1 moon, which is the totality of the 3, 2, 2, 3 moons. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but don't forget, man's waistline happens to have some kind of moon or mind connection to it, as well as the heart is not tick, 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 tick in the heart, but if you're going tick, 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 more or less it can be tapping out Morse code or reading Braille inside the heart. I have one more piece to talk about. If I can find it. I think I spoke about everything I wanted to. We talked about Mars. We talked again inside number 35 electric company. If we connect electric company to 2 parts, right? 4 by 3.5 is 14, or that's half an ounce, half of 2 sides of the brains. OZ, an ounce of the Wizard of Oz, right? Is, if I remember, is number 77, and that's Christ. 3.5 times 8 is 28 grams in an ounce. 3.5 grams is a bag of weed. Usually we're paying between $25 and $30. Creation of Jack, Jack's mind. Jack, the thorn bush of rose. Every time you have a block, where is it? See, I'm jumping all around again, but that's okay. Every time you have a block, in low shoe, it's 1, 9 and 3, 7. But in the center, that is 6. So this would be 20, plus the 5 center is 25, plus the 1 that goes in would be 26. So this setup of this would be 20, 20 is 40, plus 5 and 5, okay, is 45. Unless you put the cross in the center, that brings everything together and then brings everything out here. Do you follow me? Put the cross down here. 20, 40, 1 here is 60. There goes your time. Put the 5, 5 in the center, and the 5 in the center, okay? 20, 40, 5 and 5 is 50. You now have your 50. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 would be 53, and we have electric company again. I want to see one more time, and I'm not thrilled with this one. The answer is to die and to go to die, to come into life. The decibels, San Diego, where the D goes backwards to the B, we create the decibels. Answer, and American, North America, Spirit, Diego, on the way we go. Not from San Francisco, S-A-N, San Francisco, San Diego. One is at the bottom, one is at the top. Question is why? Maccabea, Electra, Tel Aviv. I keep talking about electric company, and now we have Tel Aviv. This is in Israel, something to do with the is it basketball? Something to do with the basketball. What else is in here? 1221. Now, where did I get the 1221? L-U, inside the word Luna, okay? The N-A where I said woman, okay? 1221 is here, N-A is over here. This is the DNA of your 1221, to read. Luna says it's the reader inside its numbers. 3, 3, 5, 1. 5 and 1 stands for Mars. 3 and 3 was within your mind. Phobos, Phoenix, Boston. Demas, man's angel. Cubic mosque, Islam. Cubic mosque, Phobos, Luna, Phoenix. PD, the light of the angel creation. 7, 4, in the doghouse of creation. 3 by 7 is 21, by 4 is 84, all connected to one area, and they call that Pluto, sooner or later. 2, it says you, nay, your birth, divided in one. Somehow through the nose, the bull of your nose, your mind is going somewhere else. Now, either our spirit is going into a different object, and then it's reflected into Luna, and then back into our mind, or we're coming into our minds, out of our minds, but when you come back toward your mind, regardless, you're going through a moon. It's a system. And these numbers will show up on the roulette wheel. They must and they have to, and I'll show you where those numbers are on the roulette wheel. You see that down there? That red and the yellow? Okay? For me, that's your mixture of the bloody moon. On the top one, if you notice, there's an XXX right through a yellow square. And then there's a diamond with a Y. Then it goes down to the X. Those must be your moons of some sort. We are connected. You asked why there's an orange moon? I told you, when you get to the traffic light, regardless of the color, it went orange and then it went red. So when you remove yellow from inside that orange, you now have red. Who is that yellow? It is number 92, which is number 11. Inside that red is now 27 and 9. You have removed the 11 from inside the 9. Therefore, you have removed the soul. Or the 11, you have removed Marvin Gardens. Okay? The mind of man has been removed. The moon turns the orange red. Now, it's a white moon that turns an orange red. Why? Because there's a chance that we, as human beings, are sitting on these moons right now. Right now, the other part of who you are is on this moon. And that's the reason when we come to this 28th day of the month or the 21st day of the month, a woman can become pregnant because it's all in how we run demos. 1 of 2 of 3 of 4 of 5 cubes. 21 on each is 105. There's 9 sections on each times 6 sides is 54. 54, 108, 216, 216 hours in 9 days, 432 and 18. This is what you call 54 by 5 is 270. 270, the 270th day of the year is September 27th, if I recollect correctly. 270 plus 7 brings you 277. And apparently, according to what I understand, it's the first birth that you can have in a year, coming near October 4th. And this year is the same number. Do you follow what I'm saying? There's maybe 6 sides, but while there's 6 sides, there's always one side down. So there's actually 5 times 45. 45, 90. The Boston Bruins are using this now, and creation of 9, 18, 27, 36 equals to that 90. 90 and 90 is 180, and 45 is 225. 22 is the life of creation. Number 25 is electric company also through Venus and through Jupiter. 4554 is the reverse, creates your Jupiter. 9 times 25, or 9, 5, and 2, as I did in the video yesterday, is 468. Let me try and show you where that came out in my video yesterday. Wow, I'm sort of missing. How come I can't find it? 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 2 is 18. That creates 63. Creation of 63 is the creation of O and U. Give me one more shot of this. The creation of O and U, 15 and 21. The one thing I wanted to show, here's your numbers of 90, 9, 5, and 2. The difference of the long and short count of the Mayan calendar, 25, 9, 20 to 25, 6, 25, which is a total of 51, 545. 51, 545 is the number of the sun. Let me see, where is that? I didn't do it here. 51, 545, 45, 1, 5. The number of the sun of the IT computer system that stands on Mars, 5115. Mars, and over here in Canada, Root Angel Intelligence, A and I. Mars, Artificial Intelligence, A and I. 6, well, actually, we'll go here and here, and we'll create a 7. We'll create 1 and 1 here, create a 2. 7, 2, 7, 8, 7. 7, 2, 7, 8, 7. 8, 7, 2, 7. Then you'd end up with 7, 8, 7, 8, 66. Now, I know this is not going to explain everything, but this is electric company right over here. This is the computer system, and it's definitely somehow connected within the moons and where we live right now. Don't forget, created the man, created the planet, created. Everything has been created. Raphael 7286, and the constellation of Pegasus. How I showed you 9, 2, and 5, 9, 5, and 2. This is Earth. This says heart. 51 is Mars. 52 is Earth. Together they create Mercury. So they're interjoining things together and creating that orange moon, because possibly they're cleansing the blood with inside of man's system, because the secondary angel that might be who man is, done elsewhere other than on this planet, fear for discovery, turns that moon that color. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Mars, forget about these two in the thousands, because they're never going to change. Man's numbers changes. Here he gets his number 209. Here he gets his number 79, because this will become 0. This is the it. This is the heads and tails. This is the spirit. And this is the heart. Heart, one spirit, 2 heads, 1 tail. Or 2 heads and 2 tails. The it computer, because we're connected to somewhere else. That's why you have 1, 1, and then 2, 2. 1, 1, 2, 2 in Hebrew is Alpha Beta, or Abba, saying, Father, I have come. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I'm not looking to explain it perfectly. I'm just looking to try and do my best. Thank you for watching.